Are we live? Are we rolling? Alright, count me down. Fuck it, let's just go. Hi, and welcome to another edition of... What's the name of this show? Oh, okay. No name. Oh, this is just a pilot. Oh, so there were no other episodes? Alright, perfect. Alright, let's try this again. Can I get like a thing? Oh. Alright. Hold on. Where's the clapboard? Where is the clapboard? Take two. Hi, and welcome to, we don't have a title yet, but welcome. And today we're going to be discussing the fundamentals of social commentary, infamously known as trolling. Do we have an intro? No intro? Do we just stop? No? Okay. Alright, so let's get right into it. First, let me clear something up. Social commentary and trolling are not the same thing. Okay? There's a lot of miscommunication about the nature of what that all is, or what that all means. Okay? And we'll get to that later. This is just really like a crash course, kind of like an introduction to this world. And a lot of you probably already do it, but don't categorize yourself as one or the other. Or you are, you're on the other side of it, where you feel like you start just name calling people trolls, but they're not really trolls. So the art gets lost. So real quick, trolling and social commentary. So trolling is really just a matter of there's no pun. Trolling, there's no pun. Social commentary, there's a setup and a pun, which makes a joke. Trolling, it's sloppy, and that's why I hate personally to be put in that category, because honestly, I'm not a troll. I'm a social commentator, whether it's socially in real life, whether it's socially on social media. Either way, the word social is in the mix. So no matter what platform you choose to, there's people that do stand-up, that's a form of social commentary. There's people that do radio or podcast, that's a form of social commentary. There's a context to it, there's a conversation, and if you listen closely, there's somewhat of insight when it comes to that. Trolling, to me, do they kind of overlap a little bit? But honestly, trolling, there's no setup, there's no context. It's just like, for example, like let's say I'm talking to you about a game. Oh, how was the game last week? Oh, great, blah blah blah. That's how you have a conversation. You talk to your buddy, and you're talking about the game, and you got to work on the defense, work on the attack, etc., etc. But with trolling, it's like I'm talking to you about the game, and then you come at me and start just saying, "I like ice cream," and so on and so forth, like just incoherent things. So that's what trolling is, and it gets confused with social commentary, which to me is an art, And another example would be like roasting. If you ever seen like Comedy Central roasting, comedians get up on a podium, and somebody, they're doing the honor for is getting roasted. Then at the end, that person roasts everybody else, but it's all in good fun. You know what I mean? There's like it's very psychological in a sense, but we'll get in more in depth into why it is what it is. So without further ado, let's just get into it and kind of see what we want to do. So my poison or vice, or I don't know how you want to call it, is Facebook. Why? Because everybody's talking on it. Some people might do Instagram, maybe YouTube, but honestly, Facebook, it's live, is there. You know what I mean? It's instant. And this is where I think I get my best material. A little backstory, real quick. I first started doing chat rooms, back in the, I think, late 90s. I was introduced to that, and I immediately started doing what I'm about to show you. So let's get into it. First thing you want to do is go ahead and refresh. Now, you don't want to discriminate. You want to kind of get into it. My favorite is the news, because they suck. Let's see what they got today. A Florida woman is under arrest after civilians showed her repeatedly kicking and stomping a small dog. Okay. Okay, I think we could work right off the bat. These are very rare. Usually you have to kind of scroll, and look for the little gems, to see what you could work with. But this is off the bat. It's sad, I don't advocate violence, especially for pets, but that's hilarious. She stomped a small dog. This is hilarious. There's plenty of opportunity there. So what you want to do is, the first thing I like to do is, I want to gauge the emotion. All right, that's number one. Do we have lowered third type stuff to kind of? We don't have that yet. All right, very professional production we got here, but we'll improve. It's just a pilot show. So what you want to do is gauge the emotion. What do I mean by that? If you look down here, obviously everybody's angry about it. You got one like, a couple likes, but they're the minority. But the majority is going to be sad, obviously, and then people angry. Overwhelmingly angry, as you can see. So what we want to do is go ahead and look at our options. So we got angry, sad, we have the wow face, or blowjob, I mean, whatever you want to interpret it as, and then you get the, okay, so everything has been taken. I think the one that's kind of like grab your attention real quick, like, who the hell just, loved this? That's what you want to do. You first want to gauge the emotion. You could say the most intelligent thing, the best, like, counter attack roast or that there ever was. But if you don't gauge that emotion, set the tone for it first, it won't mean anything. So you want to go ahead and press the love emotion. Now here's another thing, and I'm sure like people who actually write comedy and things of that nature understand. Sometimes simple is better. You don't want to like overthink it. You don't want to you don't really want to use the words differently, so it's like misinterpreted. Simple. Usually your instinct is where you want to go, and then you could kind of edit, re-edit it if you want to look back on it and say, okay, maybe I should word it this way, but you want to get it out there as soon as you can with your gut instinct. So a Florida woman is under arrest under surveillance video inside an elevator, showed her repeatedly kicking and stomping a small dog. Okay. So my first instinct, so let's try this one. So the approach to this would be reversing it. So for example, so this is what I went with. Well, and usually it is the thing. When I write stuff in my head, it's funny because it's in my head, and the way when you're translating words and sounds and things like inflection get lost. Things like tone and things like that, they get lost. So somebody who would probably be offended by reading it may not be offended if you were in conversation with them. So keep those things in mind. So this is how it would read. Well, you don't know what the dog did, now do we? Well, we don't know what the dog did, now do we? Dog probably shat on a rug after multiple warnings. We don't know. You see? It's funny. It's clear. To the point. So what you want to do now is, okay, you got it out there, whatever. Enter. You want to go ahead, most importantly, like your own comment. Because why not? You set the momentum. So that would be, oh, somebody liked it. And then they see it as yourself, and then it's, who knows where that goes. So after you do your first roast, or social commentary, I'll just call it, I don't know what I want to call it, honestly. But after you do this, you want to go ahead and let it sit. You know what I'm saying? It's like farming. It's like seeds. Like you just kind of drop one, you cover it up with the dirt, and you put the water on it, and that's it. And then you move on, and then it's just a waiting game. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Now, again, these are basic fundamentals when it comes to social commentary. Again, I didn't just go ahead, let's go back to the story real quick. I didn't just go ahead and just immediately just started saying, well, fuck you, or, good, or, that's not a good trolling. See, I'm not a troll. I don't even know how to troll. But something, or say something, usually the cop-outs are like the racially insensitive comments, You don't know. This is clever. To me, this is clever. And we'll find out if other people think it's clever. Alright, let's go to another one. Hold on, what that meme say? Hope you're in good sense. You moved out. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. I like that. I like that. It's again. That's why I say, and again, while I scroll through these, this is why I say social commentary is an art. I mean, you gotta dig. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm, for example, like a miner. Trying to dig for like these little diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Just to make other people rich, and then dying because it collapses. So there's a lot of danger. There's a lot of things that go into this that people honestly don't see. They just think, oh, I just saw this, or I'm coming after you. You know what I mean? Like people are, no, there's work. I mean, just finding it is half the battle. Just finding the materials half the battle. Then you got to look at it, think about it, and see how you want to approach it. That's the art of it. Let me see. Let's probably just go for one more. I think it'd be enough for today. We'll cry. See, it's a slow. What is it? It's Thursday. See, people are kind of. That's another thing, real quick. People are usually the most delusional on. What am I saying? People are mostly disgruntled, usually around Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is when you get the good stuff, the self-deprecating things. It's like duck season. I mean, you can't just wander in during the winter or, whatever season you feel like it. No, there's seasons. And during the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday starts to kind of wind down. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, people are pretty much chipper. It's the weekend, so you don't get too much of that. Let me see. You see, look, usually what I like to go for is people that I know or don't know. Casuals, as I call them in the business. Casual people who are on Facebook who are constantly jerking themselves off about whatever it is that they're doing in their life, or complaining. So you got the complainers, and this will be another episode where we'll categorize the species. This is more or less like an overview, the species of the people that are perfect for this. But today, look at the news. Look, these are awesome. 9 incredible fire towers you can rent for your next vacation, starting at $20. Fire towers. After the whole Las Vegas thing, these guys are promoting fire towers. This one's interesting. So again, let me say, I got a gut instinct about it. Can't be too picky because there's not much going around. So we're gonna start off with a laugh, which symbolizes sets the tone for irony. Like just yesterday, or the other day, 50 people died, and you're over here promoting fire towers. So, but I'm not gonna say it like that because it's too. I'm offended. You know what I mean? You want to go in at the back end of the joke. So right now, I got a gut instinct about it, but I'm kind of having. Nothing's jumping out at me. So what you want to do next is you want to go into the comments. So after you go into the comments, you want to kind of gauge what other people have said for inspiration, and see what other people have said. See, that's the thing. Nobody's picked up on it, at least from what I see about. Actually, let me see. Nobody's mentioned the Las Vegas one, so now I am on my own. Let me see. 9 incredible 5:30. Correct. Your next vacation. Okay, so we'll go ahead and mention that. Let me see. I'm just spitballing here. I might erase this. Let me see. I hear. Okay, so this is what I went with. I hear you can get it for cheaper in Las Vegas, especially during concerts. Okay, so this is when you're playing with the fine line, where you got to keep aware where you're not being too insensitive with what just happened, but at the same time you're pointing out the perhaps I guess you could gauge as the insensitivity of them promoting this while this very similar thing happened. Now, though it wasn't like a fire tower, the shooter did use the hotel as a fire tower to get the best bird's eye view. So that's what I'm trying to point out. So I think that's good. Let's go ahead and capitalize Las Vegas, because even in social commentary, I mean, you want to be professional, you know. So let's go ahead and press enter. And let's go ahead and like. Okay, good. So, again, I think we'll end it at that. At least we'll continue more for another episode. Again, this is just the pilot. I don't know if this is going to get picked up. You know, we obviously don't have an intro. We don't have an outro either, do we? Yeah, of course. Why did I even ask? This now it gives you an idea. It probably gives you an understanding of where I'm coming from. Again, other videos I'll get into more in depth as far as the psychology and philosophy behind social commentary. I mean, if you think about it, it does shed light in an indirect way. So that's the approach of it. Another thing I'll be talking about, and you have to gauge down the line, is hecklers. Eventually people kind of catch on that this is your MO, so you know you'll get the occasional hecklers, so you'll get like a social commentator social commentating you. So to them, I mean, they're social commentators, but they're kind of they're more hecklers than social commentators. There's a social commentator, but then there's hecklers, because the difference is because they only target you, but they don't really do it on their own. Like, you don't see them doing it anywhere else but you know. And I'm talking to you, Patrick. I'm talking to you. So those are hecklers. Another one, you want to, with every social commentary, you're always going to have like an arch nemesis. Mine is this guy named Michael Ferguson, and I'll get into him later. You know, he's cute. What can I say? He looks like Neymar from Brazil, the soccer player. He does a lot of video photography and videography, and he got good work. Go ahead and like him on Michael Imbani. He does good stuff, but he's nuts with this religious stuff, and he has this film coming out about these conversion camps, about making, you know, people who are gay not gay, which, in my opinion, doesn't even, that's insane. But he's my arch nemesis. I feel like there's a mutual respect, but it's a Joker Batman feel. I don't know. Maybe it's just in my head. Either way, it's fun. So you have so in the social commentary world. All right, that's enough free promo for you. There's hecklers. There's arch nemesis people. Then there's casuals that you'll have like a, 500 comment thread, but then never hear from them again. So you always want to keep tabs on certain people and keep the ball moving. That's all what is, well, what that's about. And then there's people that you don't really hate, but you don't really like, mainly for what they do. Like, they're really good people, but it's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand this. But at the same time, look, let me explain what I'm talking about. So this is one dude. His name is Clarence Barber. He goes by Seabear Reacts on YouTube. He's a cool guy. I worked with him for a bit, and he got a good amount of subscribers, etc. But look, you see, I don't hate on him because of what he does or who he is. He's just jumping on a bandwagon like many others. Like, for example, there's other ones with the ASMR thing where they just whisper in your ear, and it's like this sex fetish they don't want to admit, but that is what it is. Seabear, however, or Clarence, he does the reaction videos. So, and I don't get reaction videos to begin with because it's like there's no commentary behind it. It's literally just you looking, sort of like what I'm about to do now, is just look at other, see right there. You start off with the eyes back, like, holy shit, like, I've never seen this before. What is the, it's that, right there, all the way back. All the way back. And then cue the intro. So, because now you know what you're looking at. I guess in a way I don't know, it depends, because there's different people that do it differently. There's people that roast it. I can't think of their names right now, but it's more what I'm doing, but non-verbally. And that I could respect, but this, let's hear it a little bit.
Guys, having a wonderful, glorious, fantastic day. Your boy Seabear is back with another requested reaction video. So today's reaction video, I'm going to be reacting to Dimash Kudaibergenov with SOS. So I ain't gonna waste more time. Original video link will be down in the description below, so you guys can check it out for yourselves. So let's go ahead and dive into this video, shall we? Alright, here we go. Dimash Kudaibergenov with SOS. Alright, let's get into this video. Here we go, people.
Alright, so let me stop you right there. So, this is what I'm saying. And I'll dedicate a whole video to just him, or people like him, but mainly him. Where, it's weird. It's like I'm looking at a guy just reacting the same way that you would just look at a video. That's not enough. No, that's not enough. You have to look at another person reacting at the same way you would have reacted with nobody around, of them looking at another video. It's like that whole mirror image. It's like if I take, for example, like this program that I'm using. What am I using? It's free, I know that. Okay. So it's like I'm taking OBS, by the way, I'm using. Real good stuff. So it's, okay, so you see the screen, right? The screen is nice. So the reaction video is this shit right here. You see? You see all the different, you see the different me's here? So it's like bam, 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 bam. It's infinity. So that's how I see reaction videos. It's this infinity of reacting to whatever it is that you're reacting to. I think it's ridiculous, but, it's a thing. And I respect things, especially when there's nothing else to do. And then on he goes and reacts. So I'm not gonna bust my load all at once, but that's just another example the social commentary work that we have in store. So, so again, let's recap real quick. So, social commentary and trolling are not the same thing. And again, I'll get more in depth later on. But trolling, no pun, no context, no nothing. Social commentary, there's a setup and a pun, you know, using your words against yourself in a way. It's like, I forget, what is it Wing Chun? I don't know. It's some kind of mixed martial arts where you don't necessarily attack. See, a troll would just attack randomly. But this one, it's more like you're the one creating this vibe of whatever it is, whether it's self-deprecating, whether it's your beliefs of whatever. And I use that because you're online. And if you don't want to be online or people commenting, do it old school and write it in a journal, stick it under your bed, and stop complaining. But anyways, so it's using that energy. I didn't create it. Who else created it? You created it. And then use it, and then flipping you 5 times over, using your own momentum. And that's what it is. And then some people don't like it, and they confuse it, and then call me a troll. And I'm like, I'm not a troll. I'm not a troll. I'm taking your energy and redistributing it to give you another option to think. And really, that's what it comes down to. Social commentary, it's a back way in to giving you another option to think of what you're talking about, you know. And that's all it is. So, oh, sorry, I thought I was getting broken into. And that's what happens. Sometimes, you know, people, you know, break in and want to beat you up. But it is what it is. You have to keep going. You got to keep pushing forward. What else? So we got that. And then, of course, then we get little hybrids, which I'll talk about in a different video, where we have different species of people. You know, the people who get offended, the people who want to counterattack you, the people who want to... well, then there's people that just block you, and then there's no conversation. But I'll break those down so that you know what to look for. And then finally, of course, you have your hecklers, and then, of course, you always need an arch nemesis to feed you, you know, because people come and go, but there's always going to be a few, kind of like a Batman Joker thing, where they come back. You'll go through different other little mini villains, but they're always reoccurring, so that's always nice. And that's just part of the whole... you know, world of social commentary, especially online. So that's it. That's all I have for what do we have for outro? We don't have anything. Okay. I don't think I'm using that right, but so thank you for listening or seeing this. I don't know what I just did. I hope some of this made sense. I hope the people that have misinterpreted what I've been doing all these years kind of maybe have a better understanding of what I'm about. And that's it. I mean, and that's really what it comes down to, you know, what are you about? And this is what I'm about. So until next time, hopefully we'll have an intro, and we'll take it from there. Ciao. Should I go with ciao? What's a good... peace? What are they saying nowadays? I'm stopping this.